Newborn that is adjusting to life outside the uterus by Christine Wortley and Edna Hernandez. Mother comes in and says her name is Jill. She is very proud of her newborn. Jill is currently 14 days old. She was born via a NSVD at 30 to 30 grams to a gravida-2 para-2 mother after 8 hours of unmedicated labor, in which her membranes broke at the time of delivery. Mother is very excited as she has a little boy at home, and this is her first little girl. Mother had an uneventful pregnancy and labor, and mother is GBS negative, A positive, HIV negative, and Hep B immune. She had a weight gain of approximately 25 pounds, and she started her prenatal care at 4 weeks when she found out she was pregnant. Jill was a full-term newborn at 39 weeks and 2 days. Mama kind of thinks that maybe her dates were off, as she believed and felt like she was 40 weeks. Mother had all of her maternal vaccines, such as Tdap, COVID, and flu during her pregnancy. Mother and Jill were discharged after 2 days in the hospital. The baby was feeding well and had no problems breathing or adjusting to life. She is of Hispanic heritage and had APGARs of 9 and 10. She had no breathing or feeding issues. She's exclusively breastfeeding, eating about every 2 to 3 hours at night with 8 to 10 wet diapers and 2 to 3 stools a day that are now seedy, yellow, and loose. Mother did voice some concern that a week ago or so that her skin got a little yellow, but she just breastfed baby a little bit more, and it seems to have resolved. She's easily consolable with her mother, and she just had her first exposure to mom's delight of tummy time, as she wanted to get an earlier start with it than her brother, who did not care for it much. She sleeps alone in a crib, and mother states she has no pillows or loose bedding, and places her always back to sleep in her own sleep environment. Mother states that the child is in a rear-facing car seat in the second row, in which she makes sure that the belt is properly placed. Jill received her Hep B vaccine and vitamin K at 1 day of age and passed her newborn hearing screening like a champ.
Life outside of mommy is going well. I live in a beautiful home, and I am enjoying my time with daddy and my big bro. I'm normally calm and quiet as long as my diaper is clean and my belly is full. I can normally cry 2 to 3 hours per day, but mommy and daddy are so good at soothing me with their lovely voices and swaddling me to keep me cozy and warm. I easily get startled, even with my own cry. I enjoy looking at my mobile toy, closely following it with my little eyes. I love mommy and daddy too, so I enjoy looking at their faces. I enjoy tummy time. I can lift my head, only for a small period. Boy, is it heavy. I also enjoy turning my head side to side while in my belly. I like to move my arms and legs, and if you stand me up, I can step dance for you. If you bring an object near my mouth, I'll turn it and try to eat it. If you dare stick your finger in my mouth, I'll suck on it. I can grasp your fingers with my hands and toes, but I prefer to keep my hands closed. If you tickle my toes will flare, which is pretty cool. At this age, I really enjoy my beauty sleep. I can sleep 16 to 20 hours a day. Aren't you jealous? Mommy says I have to go on my belly at least 2 to 3 times a day for about 3 to 5 minutes. This will ensure I develop strong upper body muscles. Recognize mommy and daddy's voices. I'm starting to recognize a daily routine in mommy and daddy's touch, and I know they will attend to my every need. So I feel comfort and trust. The first thing I see in the morning is mommy's beautiful face. I look at her right in the eyes. I do hate when they turn on the bright lights though. It makes me blink. I love reading time with mommy and daddy. It helps me recognize their voices and keep alert to every sound. Playtime, feeding, consoling, and a sleep routine helps me develop a bond with my parents, and it helps my little brain and cognitive development. Today I am visiting my doctor. My doctor will look at my general muscle tone, how well I can be consoled, how awake and alert am I, and she will also check that I have 10 fingers and 10 toes and make sure my little feet are not twisted out of shape or position. The doctor says my eyes should be aligned with my ears, and thankfully mine are. My doctor is shining a light in my eyes to see a red reflex on each one. She says this is normal and is also normal for my eyes to have intermittently uncoordinated movements. My eyes may have goopy sticky discharge. As long as the sclera of my eye remains white, it's all good. This can be due to my tear ducts not being fully developed. My doctor says it will clear up on its own, but we will still keep an eye on it. My doctor says my ears look great. They are at the right position and height. They are both open with no pits or tacks. My skin is also looking great. Doctor did not notice any birthmarks, rashes, jaundice, or problems with my umbilicus. Doctor says I have the cutest nose, with 2 open nostrils and no septal deviation. Whew! Thankfully, I don't need any immunizations today. I got my hepatitis B at birth, so I'm good for now. My doctor gave mommy and daddy some great advice to keep me safe and sound. Let's go over it. When riding on a car, I should be placed with my car seat rear facing in the back seat. I'm not a salt shaker, so no one should shake me. Unfortunately, mommy needs to keep up with my vaccination schedule. When put to sleep, I need to have my own space with no extra bedding or pillows and place on my back on a flat surface. Please wash your hands often to keep me safe and healthy. But if I do get a fever of 100.4 or greater, please take me to see a doctor. Breastfeeding is the best food for me. Expect me to have 4 to 6 wet diapers and 2 to 5 yellow-green poops. Please wipe me from front to back and clean gently around my labia. My umbilical cord at this time will fall off on its own. Watch for color around the cord and signs of infection. I would need sponge baths until my cord falls to avoid infections. Please do not smoke around me and don't take me into crowded places. And please do not leave me alone when bathing or on high surfaces. At this time, I can take a multivitamin such as Polyvis Sol. If I stop eating or not feeding well, or I have not returned to my birth weight, I might need supplementation or a weight check prior to 2-month visit. If my skin is jaundiced at this time, Labs will have to be drawn, and I will need to revisit my doctor for follow-up. Thankfully, my jaundice has resolved. My doctor is also kind and checking on both my parents, making sure that there's strong family support so I can grow happy and healthy. Thankfully, Mommy is doing well too, and not showing any signs of depression. I'm so thankful for my doctor for giving Mommy and Daddy such great tips to keep us all safe and happy. That's it for now. Until next time.